Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be diving into the purple cards for the Demon Slayer set, the Demons of Demon Slayer. If you guys enjoy these set breakdowns, make sure to like and subscribe. Definitely lets me know. I'm going to keep making them because it does help me out, but I'm hoping at least a few of you out there do enjoy. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into it. If you didn't hear in the last few videos that I've said, there were some cards added early to our English release of Demon Slayer that Japan got a few months later. Unfortunately, purple did not get any cards. It was mostly for yellow and then a couple for red. However, purple looks pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. Union Arena seems to be putting most, if not all, the villains in purple, and demons are here, and I'm not gonna lie, yeah, these kind of look stupid. I'm very excited to build around these. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into this, starting us off with the king of them all. I'm not gonna act like I know. I haven't seen Demon Slayer in some years, so bear with me on names and stuff too. Anyways, Muzan, 1 energy, 1 action point. When played, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 lower rank affinity demon added to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom, and sideline a card from your hand. A pretty good search card, really good search card actually, because as you're going to see with this next card, we're actually trying to build up our sideline, so any way possible. And this is oh, it's actually not a raid card, so yeah, any way possible, we'll take it. But yeah, we've got Muzan, 4 energy, 1 action point, 2 impact, damage 2. So once this guy's ready to attack, he is taking 2 lives one way or another, unless your opponent has an impact nullifier. But anyways, this character cannot be moved into your front line, however, unless you have 20 or more cards in your sideline. Not gonna lie, that shouldn't be too difficult to do, I want to say. Union Arena has 50 cards in it. I want to say by the time that you are ready to put this guy out, he's kind of going to be ready to end the game, hopefully, and it shouldn't be super late. But regardless, he's generating 2 energy, and he's a 5k, which is awesome. Add to hand trigger. So yeah, all in all, this card looks really strong. As you're going to see with the demons, you're doing a lot of drawing, a lot of sidelining, and when cards go from your life to your sideline, you know, it's going to be really nice building it up one way or another. And then we've got Muzan. This is in the Geisha form. 3 energy, 1 action point. This card is treated as Muzan, of course. Active main, once per turn, you can sideline 1 character on your field, place the top card of your deck into your sideline, and if you do, this character gains 1k until the end of the turn. So this card itself can literally put 2 cards into your sideline and make itself a 4k. Also generating 2 energy, and this is going to be your color trigger as well. So if you don't know what this does as well, for the color trigger for purple, you're able to take a 2 energy or less from your sideline and actually play it to your front line active. So that could be really good for defense for sure. But all in all, really good color trigger, like how that's looking. And then we've got another Muzan in his child boy form, 0 energy, 1 action point, treated as Muzan, of course. And this is a pretty generic card that you'll see in most of the colors. Once per turn, you can rest it, and it counts as 2 energy, but then you have to sideline the card. And then we've got another Muzan as well, 2 energy, 1 action point. This is going to be another generic card that you'll see in a lot of colors. While it's active on your field, it counts as 2 energy being generated. And then we have Kyogai, 3 energy, 1 action point. I remember this guy from the first season. He was so cool when we got introduced to Inosuke. Oh, all right. Anyways, yeah, 3 energy, 1 action point. Another generic, pretty common card that you'll see in most of the colors. He'll cost 1 less energy to play if you're up against a yellow or a red deck, and then he's generating 2 energy for you. And then Susamaru, 0 energy, 1 action point, generic, you know, nullify impact. But again, if you're able to get your nullify impacts as a 0, could be a good card to put in your deck, even just to have a couple of. All right, and then we have Tioni. Think 0 energy, 1 action point, one of the first demons that Tanjiro ever slayed. When sideline, choose one of the following. Choose 1 character on the field and move it to the other line. Or you can choose 1 character on both the front line and energy line and swap them. Yeah, not a bad card. You could definitely be good for like defense, especially too. Like if you have somebody on your back line and you want to move up for more defense, could be a good card for sure. And then Nakimi, I think 1 energy, 1 action point. When played, return 1 character on your field with 1 energy or less to your hand. If you can't, return this character to your hand. It generates 2 energy. Again, you'll see this in a lot of colors for sure. Not a bad card to run. Yahaba, 2 energy, 1 action point. Active main, switch to resting, place 1 card from your hand into your sideline, and then you can choose one of the following. Choose 1 character on your field, move it to the other line. Choose 1 character on both the front line and energy line and swap them. Draw trigger as well, pretty good. Yeah, not bad. Could be good to mess around with your cards and throw your opponent off. Again, you do have to do this in your active main, so you can't necessarily do this to get extra attacks in, I would say. But at the same time, it could be good for, I don't know if there's going to be cards where you have to play him on the front line, and then maybe you can use his effect to pull him back. Who knows? And then we have Enmu. When played, 2 energy, 1 action point. When played, if a character has been sidelined this turn, draw a card, and then it's got a really solid trigger here, 3k buff. You can also restand a card that defended the turn the trigger pops. And then we've got an Enmu raid card here, 4 energy, 1 action point. This is where we're going to start to see our lower rank affinity cards, by the way, lower rank demons. If you have 15 or more cards in your sideline, this character gains 500 BP, so it can be a 45, which, not gonna lie, having a 45 on your opponent's turn for defense and even attacking could be really, really good, but especially for defense because that means you can actually block 4Ks. And then when played, draw 2 cards, place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. Great ability for sure. Keep in mind, this is one of the few raid cards in the game where it does not have the classic raid trigger. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but again, assuming these videos, you would know at least the basics of what triggers do. But regardless, I should mention it. Most raid cards, we can go pull one up real quick. But yeah, most raid cards will have an effect like this, where it's a raid trigger, where if it actually is triggered from your life, you have the option to actually play it that turn on defense, potentially. Or you can add it to your hand. Either way, just keep that in mind. This is one of the few raid cards where you cannot play it off defense. You only have the option to add it to your hand. Still good, though. It's not just going to your sideline, you know. And then we've got lower 3, a lower rank demon, 1 energy, 1 action point. When sideline, draw a card. And then lower 4, one of the lower rank demons, 0 energy, 1 action point. When sideline, draw a card. And lower 2, 3 energy, 1 action point. When sidelined, if it is your turn, you can choose 1 character on your opponent's front line, and it loses 2k until the end of the turn. And that means you can actually target 2ks or less and sideline them with this, which is really good. 0 energy, 1 action point, lower 6. When sideline, draw a card, then place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. I almost feel like with this deck, you'd like to be having this effect on your draw cards to sideline stuff, but building up cards in your hand without sidelining obviously is good too, of course. But because you're trying to get up to hopefully 20 at some point for Muzan or even 15 for Enmu, cards like this lower 6 are going to be really, really nice to have, I'm sure. And then Rui, 3 energy, 1 action point. When played, if a character has been sidelined this turn, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line. It loses 15k BP until the end of the turn. Really good 3k buff trigger, and it's actually a double energy generator as well. So I think, yeah, I mean, it kind of fits the character. This guy was so broken, dude, from what I remember. And then 5 energy, 1 action point, Akaza. I think impact 4k, 1 energy. Not a bad card. Yeah, I don't know. Could be good, could be bad. I don't like that it doesn't have a trigger. Yeah, it could be good, though. Who knows? But this card looks insane. Akaza, 6 energy, 2 action point. Play this card set to active onto your field. When played, you may place 2 cards from your hand into your sideline, and if you do, this character gains snipe and impact until the end of the turn. So not only does this character allow you to freely build up your sideline with 2 cards when played, but you also get the insanely broken snipe and impact. And he's not a raid card, which usually would not be good, but you can play him when active. You can play him set to active, so that means you don't need to run other Akazas in your deck. I think I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry for butchering it. Anyways, yeah, this card looks so good, honestly. You just got to get up to that 6 energy, but I don't think that's going to be difficult. We see a lot of the double energy generators in purple already. All right, and then we're moving on to the other sort of deck type in the purple demons, I believe, which is going to be Gyutaro and Daki, the brother and sister combo. 0 energy, 1 action point, active main, pay 1 action point. Once per turn, you can draw a card. So yeah, basically you can use 1 action point per turn to draw a card with this guy. Could be really good. I don't know why you wouldn't just tap to draw, but I don't know. I'm sure it has its uses. Definitely let me know. And then let's see, 3 energy, 1 action point. When played, if Daki is on your field, draw a card and then place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. Not bad, not bad. So they're definitely gonna be like playing off of each other, basically having effects if one or the other is on the field. And then he's got the 3k buff trigger, which we love, as well as the 2 energy generator. And this card looks so crazy. So it's a Gyutaro raid card. Once per turn, when this card attacks and wins a battle, you can switch it to active. So basically, if your opponent chooses to block this character, as long as it's losing the battle, so if it's a 4k or less and they block with it and the character gets sidelined, you get to restand this character and attack again. So it could be really strong, or maybe even force your opponent to let you take a life, because then they'd have to block it twice, you know what I mean? Yeah, it looks really strong, but again, he has to win the battle. So if they have a 4500 or 5k, they're simply going to block him, and that's kind of the end of it. But he also has another effect when attacking. If Daki's on the field, you get to draw a card. So really, really, really strong raid card. He's also got the raid triggers, so you can play him off your life if you want to. 4k as well. So yeah, really strong card all around. I like how that guy looks. And then the Gyutaro color trigger here, 4 energy, 2 action point. When played, if on the front line, you can choose one character with 3k or less on your opponent's front line and sideline it. And then when sidelined, you actually get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal a Daki if a card is in those 3, add it to your hand, place the rest at the bottom of your deck, and then sideline a card if you did take a Daki card. So yeah, this is your color trigger. You have to either run 4 of this guy or 4 of the Muzan or 2 of each, however you want to do it. Just keep in mind your color triggers are limited to 4. So and then we have a 1 energy, 1 action point Daki. When sidelined, look at the top 6 cards of your deck. You reveal up to 1 Gyutaro card among them, add it to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. And then if you did grab a card, sideline 1 card as well. Pretty standard search card, but a good card because we will have Daki raids. And then we have a Daki 3 energy, 2 action point. When played and when sidelined, so this effect will take place when either or of these things are happening. Play up to 1 Gyutaro card with 3 energy or less, and 1 action point from your sideline set to active onto your front line. So not only do you get to play a card for free essentially when she gets played, but when she gets sidelined, you can also play a card for free essentially from your hand, and it's set to active, so that means you can get an attack and or block in. So yeah, really good offense, really good defense with this, as well as a good trigger as well if it ends up in your life. And then we have the Daki raid card, 3 energy, 1 action point. It's really interesting seeing 3 energy raid cards. I know there was a Nezuko card like that, really interesting. During your turn, if Gyutaro is on your field, this character gains 500, so she'll be a 4k during your turn. And then when sidelined, if Gyutaro is on your field, you may place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. If you do, play this card set to resting onto your front line. So I'm really curious about this effect. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. I'm going to definitely double check with some people like on Reddit and stuff for sure. When this effect takes place, I'm assuming because this is a raid card, right? And you need a raid on top of a card for this effect. I'm assuming that when this effect takes place and you move this Daki back to your front line, because it says when sidelined, right? That means that the raid source target will also stay in your sideline. It doesn't get moved over. And then if that is the case, does that mean this is still a raid card? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you keep using this effect? I'm very, very curious. Let me know for sure. But yeah, I'm guessing playing this card set to resting on your front line. I'm really curious how that's going to work. I'm really curious. It does, basically, if you don't understand, when this effect takes place and you revive this card back to your front line, does it count as a raid card still? Can you use these effects, essentially, is my question. I'm very curious. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. I'm very curious. All right, and then we have Daki. Oh, this is going to be our generic 0 add to hand raid source card. Alright, then this next card looks really interesting here. Demon Power, 2 energy, 1 action point. Choose 1 character on your field. It gains 1k BP until the end of the turn. Add an additional 1k BP for each character sidelined this turn. And if the chosen character has 5k or more BP, it gains impact until the end of the turn. So yeah, this is going to be a very nice card. Literally just shock your opponents with this. They're out of nowhere. You have a 6k or something with impact. Yeah, it could be very strong, especially if you mix it in with cards that maybe have damage 2. Was there cards with damage 2? Or maybe even give it to Akaza here, and he'll have a snipe and impact 2. That's kind of crazy, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Demon Power and Akaza. Hold up, that might be a combo. Anyways, oh man, the more I look at these demon cards, the more I'm surprised. Like I was really excited about the other 2 sets. I did not know I was gonna be this excited about this set. But all right, we are almost done here, boys. We're moving on to the special triggers here for the demons. 3 energy, 1 action point. Lower your heads and crouch down. Prostrate yourselves. What a special trigger. Sideline 1 character on your field. If you do, choose 1 of your opponent's characters on their front line and sideline it. Draw a card. This requires nothing. This is a crazy special. If you've been playing Union Arena, if you've been keeping up a little bit, you'll see basically I think every special in this game requires something. It has some requirement. But no, this is just simply I sideline, you sideline, which is nuts because we want a sideline, you know? That's kind of crazy. This is 3 energy, 2. You can kind of play this for cheap. Wow, what a special trigger. And then Purge. These demons look crazy. Purge. Sideline 1 character on your field. Again, we want to build up our sideline, so we like that. And if you do, you can choose an action point, switch it to active, so this is a free-to-play card, and you get to draw 2 cards. What? So if you sideline 1 of your own cards that allows you to draw 1 of your lower-ranked demons, you get to draw 3 cards for free? Yeah, wow. I'll be definitely making a demon deck after this. And then we have 2 energy, 1 action point. We're always going to be together. I'm never going to leave you. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Gyutaro and up to 1 Daki card among them. Add it to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order, so you don't have to sideline to search. You can actually grab 2 different characters with this. Pretty good card for sure. And it has a draw trigger, which is always great. And then the special for the brother-sister combo, Flying Blood Sickles. 4 energy, 1 action point. Sort of our generic, again, not bad at all specials, just nothing super out of the blue. Choose 1 character with 3 care less on the front line, sideline it. But if you have Gyutaro anywhere on your field, 5k instead. So yeah, very strong special for sure. And then the last card for the demon set, nothing too crazy here. Muzan's Blood. You have total concentration breathing for the demon slayers. Obviously, Muzan's Blood fits perfect for this. So yeah, this is just going to be your final card, your AP restander card. 3 energy, 1 action point. Choose up to 2 action points and switch them to active. Yeah, so that's the purple demons, guys. Wow. Honestly, I kind of haven't been too eager to build villain decks. I mean, I have been wanting to, but there's just so many different decks to build that I just haven't really, like, dived into them first. But after going through these, oh my gosh, Muzan looks crazy. On top of that, Akaza, I think those are going to be like the 2 cards I start with and then build around those, because holy, this looks crazy. And then I didn't even think about that though, like Demon Power, you can give him Impact 2 with Snipe fairly easily, I'd say. A special trigger that's going to be very solid, an essentially draw 3 card with Purge. Oh my gosh, this looks crazy. This looks crazy. Let me know what you guys are excited for. Once again, thank you so much for getting this far. If you guys did, like and subscribe just to let me know that you guys did enjoy. Yeah, I do plan on making these for most of the upcoming sets. There's definitely a few that I don't really plan on diving into too much, but for the most part, I'm going to be diving into like every set you can think of. Very, very excited. Let me know what decks you're going to be building. Let me know what kind of videos you guys would like to see for sure. Let me know what gameplay you'd like to see some decks of. I already have some coming, but you know, definitely would love to hear feedback for sure. But yeah, once again, appreciate all the support. You guys are amazing, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.